Clarity is power. In every aspect of life, business, relationships, communication, people respect those who are clear about their intentions, desires, and boundaries. One of the most potent yet misunderstood forms of clarity comes from sexual energy. Sexual energy is not just about physical attraction or intimacy. It is a fundamental life force that influences confidence, creativity, and personal magnetism. When harnessed correctly, sexual energy can enhance focus, discipline, and presence. Those who understand and direct this energy with clarity command respect naturally. Conversely, those who are unclear, repressed, or overly indulgent with their sexual energy often struggle with self-respect and the respect of others. This video explains why people respect clarity in sexual energy, how it shapes personal and professional interactions, and the ways to cultivate it for greater influence and fulfillment. Sexual energy is not just about sex. It's not just about desire or arousal. It is the core of your life force. It is the spark that creates new life, the fire that ignites purpose, the fuel that builds empires. Every man and woman walking this earth has a sacred storehouse of energy within them, an energy that can be wasted in indulgence or consecrated for vision. When your sexual energy is scattered, your direction is scattered. When your sexual energy is aligned, your life becomes aligned. Think of it this way. Your sexual energy is the raw, primal electricity that powers your being. When it's leaking through uncontrolled urges, pornography, meaningless encounters, or inner confusion, you operate in a haze. Your clarity becomes fogged. Your boundaries blur. Your voice weakens. You lose the ability to see sharply and to be fully present. And when you aren't present, people don't take you seriously. But when you retain your energy, when you discipline your desires, control your impulses, and transmute your hunger into hunger for growth, purpose, mastery, something shifts. You begin to vibrate at a frequency of internal power. You speak with intention. You move with purpose. You become exact, deliberate, uncluttered. You become clear, and clarity is felt before it is heard. People may not know why they respect you, but they do. Respect is not demanded. It is inspired. You don't earn respect by shouting louder, showing off more, or forcing others to acknowledge you. You earn respect by embodying something that others instinctively honor. Clarity is one of those things. When you walk into a room, clarity speaks before your words do. It shows in your eyes, in your posture, in your choices, in your boundaries. Clarity says, I know who I am, I know what I want, and I will not dilute myself to make you comfortable. That stance, that inner knowing commands respect. And here's where sexual energy comes in. Most people are unclear because their energy is divided. Their desires pull them in 20 directions. They chase validation, approval, attention, stimulation, yet they lose themselves in the chase. Their sexual energy becomes entangled in fantasies, entrapments, and illusions. But the one who practices sexual discipline becomes like a sharpened sword, clear, focused, piercing. When a man practices semen retention, when a woman practices energetic conservation, when either one chooses sacred union over casual consumption, they begin to radiate a different energy, not just celibacy, but a clear intention behind their sexual force. They begin to own it, direct it, use it, not be used by it. And that clarity makes people lean in, not because you are loud, but because you are precise. Now, let's talk about the opposite of clarity, confusion. Confusion is the default mode of those ruled by their sexual cravings. Confusion is what happens when a person's identity becomes distorted through overindulgence. When you allow lust to rule your eyes, your heart, and your mind, your internal compass becomes scrambled. You begin to move toward illusions, not purpose, toward fantasy, not reality. You say yes when you mean no. You lose integrity in your actions, and in doing so, you lose your edge. People can feel this. When you walk around with sexually scattered energy, seeking attention from women, constantly flirting, chasing dopamine through your phone or screen, you lose the respect of those around you, even if you're charming, even if you're attractive, because beneath the surface, your energy is not clear, it's thirsty, and thirst repels respect. But when you reclaim your clarity, when you cleanse your body of overstimulation, when you purify your thoughts, when you choose purpose over pleasure, you become centered, calm, grounded. You no longer seek, you attract. You no longer chase, you create. You no longer scatter, you concentrate. And in that concentration, in that purity, people feel your clarity. And they respect it. Clarity is the crown of both the masculine and feminine, but they wear it differently. For the masculine, clarity looks like direction, purpose, penetrating focus. A man who has mastered his sexual energy walks with authority, not because he dominates others, but because he has dominated himself. He has subdued the lower cravings of the flesh to elevate into vision. He doesn't give his seed to everyone because he knows it is sacred. He protects his energy the way a king protects his kingdom. And for that, people, especially women, respect him. For the feminine, clarity looks like boundaries, radiance, knowing what she will and will not allow. A woman who has cultivated her sexual energy doesn't use her body for attention. She doesn't manipulate through seduction. She stands in her power and chooses what feels aligned, not what feels popular. She honors her womb as the gateway of life, not a playground for the lost. Her clarity sets the standard, and men who are still ruled by lust fear her, while men of purpose revere her. Clarity, for both, is a spiritual protection. It guards you from being drained, used, or disrespected, and it sets the tone for every relationship, interaction, and connection you allow in your space. Clarity often comes in silence. It is in the moments when you withdraw from the noise, the endless stimulation, the false desires, the external seeking, that you begin to hear your truth again. This is why many who embark on a journey of sexual discipline begin to crave stillness, nature, solitude, meditation, or prayer. These practices bring the inner mirror back into focus. Stillness clarifies. When you are still, you feel, you observe, you refine, you learn what is yours and what isn't. You strip away the false voices, the expectations, the programs. And what is left is you, in pure, undiluted form. And when you emerge from that stillness, people feel the difference. They feel the clarity in your speech, the purity in your gaze, the sharpness in your choices. They respect it, not because you demanded it, but because you became it. You cannot be powerful without being clear. You cannot lead, build, influence, or create unless you have first clarified what you stand for. Your sexual energy, when tamed and refined, becomes a tool of that power. It's no longer a weakness to suppress, but a weapon to wield with intelligence and purpose. A clear man knows, I don't need 100 women. I need one who aligns with my vision. A clear woman knows, I don't need attention. I need alignment with my higher self. A clear person knows, my energy is sacred. My body is a temple. My purpose is not up for sale. This clarity makes you untouchable in a world of confusion. While others sell themselves short, chase distractions, and leak their energy into things that don't matter, you rise above. You become light, not in arrogance, but in frequency, and people respect those who carry light. Finally, clarity is not explained. It is embodied. You can't convince people to respect you through words alone. You must become a living example of what you speak. When your sexual energy is clean, it shows. When your intentions are pure, it shows. When your boundaries are strong, it shows. When your mind is focused, it shows. You don't need to debate. You don't need to defend. You simply need to be the clarity you wish to see in the world. People may resist at first. They may misunderstand. But in time, clarity always wins. Because a fog may entertain, but it never endures. It is clarity that builds legacies. It is clarity that forges leaders. And it is clarity, especially clarity of sexual energy, that awakens your divine power. In a generation drowning in overstimulation, in lust and confusion, be the one who walks in sacred clarity. Be the one who reclaims her sexual energy not as a burden, but as a sacred flame. Be the one who speaks few words, but those words hit deep. Be the one whose presence shifts atmospheres. Because you are clear. Clarity is respect. Clarity is leadership. Clarity is purity in motion. The world respects those who are clear in their identity, firm in their boundaries, and sacred in their energy. Be that. Embody that. And let your clarity speak louder than any noise the world can make. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and share the video. Join our community by clicking the Telegram link below.